Everyone, Christian here, and this is going to be a little bit different than a normal video. I'm not doing a review on a certain plant, but yet an area nearby Venice. This area is called Wellen Park. You can see here, they even have their own logo. Now, Wellen Park, it's going to be a little bit loud. There's a lot of construction going on, so I'm going to try and just talk over it. See, it says downtown Wellen Park right here. And this is Wellen Park Boulevard. This is kind of one of the main crossroads. This was all farmland up until 5-6 years ago. And they slowly started to build this up. They built all these large boxes that contain smaller boxes here. And you can kind of see here, this is just another construction site. You know, pardon our growth. New restaurants, new services. And they have parallel parking, although I'm the only person parked here on the street. So to kind of give the idea of like, oh, this is a downtown area, but you know, this is not a town. This is part of Northport. So Venice has its own limits according to the county. There's a city in the county area of Venice, and then Northport, it just has the city limits, and this is within Northport city limits. So you can see it has more kind of like downtown style parking, though it's diagonal, and it just doesn't really sound that great here. Sorry about the glare, I just have to walk south. And I guess they're going to build more stuff here, but you can see up this way and this way that there's sort of like an idea of like, oh, you're walking through a town, but this is not a town. This is not Venice. This is not Northport. Northport doesn't really have a downtown either, but this is not near that. It's 7 or 8 miles away from it, I would say. It's just a pre-planned community that really shouldn't exist. You know, it's not near the water. It's not near anything in Florida of historical value. It's just a place to put houses. There's a dozen gated communities around here, and I've never walked to the left here, but I've walked over here before. And you know, this is just these are all pop-up restaurants. So I have been to this Oak and Stone restaurant, and it's kind of just, you know, it's just an average restaurant. I kind of have this cool little banner here. There's a spa, there's Naples soap company. Okay, so we're not anywhere. We're 80 miles from Naples, so that's not a real. Yeah, this is not. They're pretending to be something much greater than they really are. I haven't been over here, so you know, we have a bunch of Washingtonians. I mean, they didn't put a lot of money into the landscape. You know, lakeside bites, these little sea cans they have here. You know, the palms are going to look a little bit ragged because of the hurricane of Milton. Libisona decipiens, or I should say Decora. I still say that even though it's been 10 years since they changed that name. But, yeah, I mean, they look a little bit, they look like they got sunburn because they got a lot of wind, not a lot of rain, so the leaves desiccated. So I guess this is a bike rental. We're trying to make this a tourist area. There's people using motorized sailboats out there, and I guess they got someone in here to put artificially bent palmettos, which I think that's kind of cool. And this oak has always been here, and I'm glad they saved that. That's probably the best thing I've seen here so far. Birds appear to love this area. But yeah, there's palmettos, oaks. There's, you know, some royals. They have a lot of royals. That one may or may not make it. It probably will, but you know, this is just sort of like they're trying to attract tourists, and this is not a real place. You know, Naples is a real place. Sarasota is a real place. Venice is a real place. This is not a real town. This is just, you know, it's superficial. So, and this is what's ruining the essence of like what Florida really is. You know, this is what people see it as, and not truly what Florida once was, even 20 or 30 years ago. And The traffic here is horrendous. There's construction everywhere. And it's not a place. Florida has no longer become a place where you can just come down, enjoy the Florida style living. It's more of a culture that has changed into everything is only surface deep. It's superficial. So we have some Xamia furfuracea, also known as the cardboard palm. And I guess they're doing some sort of yoga over there, which is nice. I didn't know that they did stuff like that here. But none of these stores are more than a year, maybe a year and a half at the most. But I've never come here because no one that lives in Venice, that actually lives in Venice, comes here to do anything, because this is not like a destination place. A lot of companies will build entire resorts, even entire cities, to kind of make it a destination, and there's just nothing here to enjoy that's unusual here. This place isn't known for anything. Now, if like a celebrity chef were to come and open up a restaurant, that'd be one thing. So I might get lost wandering around here. There's more Royals. They've all been roughed up by the hurricanes, so they're not going to look that great. The only thing that does look all right is stuff like, Thrynax radiata right there. That's looking good. I mean, considering it's been through, nearly 100-mile-an-hour winds. And there's just these non-stop boxes of apartments. And I've been in a couple, and they're just, they're cookie cutter. There's nothing special. They call them luxury apartments, but everything that's being built new in Florida now is either it's a luxury apartment, or they call it affordable housing, but it's really, there's nothing in the middle. This is just poorly constructed. I'm sure you can watch a bunch of YouTube videos on, from a home inspector, just how poorly constructed these are. So those are some pretty decent size. Those look like palmettos in front of us, but those are actually Thrynax radiata. You can tell the difference between these two. If you're just from far away, you notice that there's no gloss on a palmetto leaf, but see how there is some gloss. The light is reflecting off the Thrynax radiata, the Florida thatch palm. That's the easiest way to tell. The second easiest way to tell is you can see that they're not Costa Palme. They're flat leaves. It's hard. I mean, they're all roughed up, so some of them are a little bit bent. But these are all. Those weren't cheap either. Those are probably a decent price. I don't know what they get for buying hundreds of them, but they're definitely more expensive than palmettos. So, I could walk for hours around these different neighborhoods. I'm not going to do that because I fortunately have better things to do with my time. But I did want to show you guys and gals on YouTube. Here's phase 2 is blooming 2025. So the fact that this is getting even bigger is just unfortunate. Walking back towards my car. So this is you're supposed to live in this town and maybe work remote and hang out, and so they're obviously even talking about. These are all. You'll see how recent these plantings are. Royalty. These are all probably make it too. Not the best looking Royals, but they're not that bad. They could have done worse. They could have done like downtown Venice and just put just second, third class garbage there. But here's the downtown Wellen Park again. Lots of construction. There is the Atlanta Braves baseball team spring training, and that's down at It's called Cool Today Park. It's like an air conditioning company sponsors it. So, there's not much to these. It's a leasing office. I believe like a 1-bedroom here goes for about $2,000 a month. So there's a lot more construction going on. If I had the opportunity to, I don't have a camera mount in my car. Otherwise, I'd show you what the rest of this looks like via car. But I can tell you definitely cannot drive a golf cart on the sidewalk. But no one seems to ever know what the rules are regarding that anyway. So. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this here, 10-minute video. Hope you guys can see where you shouldn't buy a house in Florida. Go for the historic towns, go for the older towns, go by the water, but be careful. Don't go too close, as we have seen. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Did give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions about Florida living and why you should or should not live here, leave it down below, and I'll get back to anyone as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.